Anyone who's even slightly interested in military history has probably heard this name at least once. Today, he's still considered by many experts to be the greatest tank gunner in history, and the numbers back it up. 168 confirmed tank kills. Think about it. This number alone is higher than what some armies lost throughout the entire war. But let's take a closer look at his story. Kurt actually started as a pretty ordinary soldier. Born in 1921 in Czechoslovakia, he later moved to Germany as a young boy. He wasn't some charismatic propaganda figure or the perfect German hero stereotype. In fact, quite the opposite. His superiors often described him as too free-spirited, too relaxed, the guy who never shaved and constantly questioned orders. Basically, he didn't really fit the system. But the moment he stepped into a tank, everything changed. Knispel's greatest strengths were his incredible reflexes, sharp observation skills, and instinctive feel for battle. In a tank duel, even a fraction of a second can mean life or death, and Knispel mastered those fractions better than anyone else. He became especially legendary on the Eastern Front, facing Soviet armored divisions. He chose his targets carefully, waited with patience, and when the perfect moment arrived, he finished the job with a single shot. He fought in Tiger I and later the Tiger II, but regardless of the vehicle, everyone agreed on one thing. If Knispel is inside that tank, it's not going down. But his story wasn't just about combat. He was also known for how he treated his crew. He wasn't arrogant. He didn't act like a hero. And there's a story that he once argued with his own men because they tried to loot the belongings of a fallen enemy. Tank crewmen. Knispel refused and stopped them. Even in the chaos of war, he still carried a sense of humanity. And here's another interesting reality. Knispel was never showcased by Nazi propaganda as a major hero. Why? Because the system didn't like him. He reportedly received multiple disciplinary warnings for refusing to shave. He argued with officers often enough that many of the medals he truly deserved were denied. But even so, on the battlefield, even the highest-ranking commanders quietly admitted, "We can ignore the man, but we cannot ignore his talent." By 1945, the war was nearing its end. In a battle near Moravia, Knispel was severely wounded. He was taken to a field hospital but died a few days later. For decades, the exact location of his grave remained unknown. Until 2013, when his remains were finally identified in a mass grave in the Czech Republic today. Kurt Knispel is remembered as a true master of armored warfare. He wasn't reckless, he was calculated. He didn't chase glory, he focused on the mission. And maybe that's why his name grows larger as the years pass. War is often a brutal kind of mathematics, but Knispel was one of the rare soldiers who understood that equation, combining intelligence, reflexes, and instinct in a way few others ever could. His story reminds us of something important. Real heroism is often quiet. It's not in medals, but in the decisions made in the middle of chaos.